On your road from rags to riches in any area, and don't misunderstand the title. I'm not implying that you have to, live on the streets and not have anything at all, but it's going from barrenness to abundance. And that's what I'm teaching, that's what I live, and that's what I want more people to have access to so that they can live and their children can live in a life where there's just more than enough and they have enough for themselves, but more than enough so they have some to give away. That's what's really, really important. And we need that kind of stuff. So one of the ways that you can go from rags to riches in any area of your life, business, personal, family, is solve a problem. Just so you know, people pay big money to individuals and organizations who can solve a problem. Now, I know that sounds like a big thing, but it's really not a big thing. And I'll tell you, my problem-solving mechanism was dance. That's all I had going for me. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have a business model. I had one thing, and that one thing I had, I still haven't exhausted everything that I could do business-wise out of dance. In fact, I'm really just getting started, and I've already hit some very large goals as a result of that one problem-solving element called dance. So how did I do that? I use dance and go into different communities where kids are normally just kind of hanging out or, getting into mischief. And I teach dance, particularly hip hop dance. I tried to do some of the other disciplines, but there seemed to be such a likeness toward it socially and culturally. So I stick with what I know and what I do well, and that's the hip hop dance. And with that, I was able to not only keep kids off the streets, but also open doors of opportunity for them that completely shifted the trajectory of their life and changed the financial trajectory of their entire families. And it's happened again and again and again, not just for the students that I work with, but also for me and my family. So my problem-solving mechanism was just teaching dance. So I don't want you to think that you have to go cure cancer tomorrow unless you can. We would really love that. But if you're growing in your problem-solving idea, you want to start with something small. And one of the things that I noticed is that most often people attack something big, but they forget the importance of the little things like the little community things. You can solve a problem in your community by just picking up trash. We do that also. You can solve a problem in your community by just cleaning up graffiti. That makes you a problem solver. So the more you practice being a problem solver, the bigger the opportunity to solve problems and get compensated for it will present itself. So again, as we're thinking of a rags to riches experience, I want you to constantly think of how can I be a problem solver? Another thing is you can think of a communal problem to solve. Is there something specific in your community that you need focus on that you can bring solution to? For example, I'm going back to that dance thing again. We experienced a spike in communities of color with suicide a handful of years ago. And I had a dance studio, regular brick and mortar. You come to the studio, you learn a dance class, you leave. But I started noticing that we were losing these kids, particularly kids of color. So I closed my brick and mortar dance studio and I started teaching hip hop in the community, specifically where these kids were being lost. And as a result of just showing up and using that problem solving element called dance, we were able to give kids hope. They were able to find joy. They were able to see a future, and everything shifted. That spike in numbers and suicide went down dramatically, specifically in those communities of color. So again, I'm telling you that you don't have to do something that requires you to do something massive unless you want to. You can start problem solving with exactly who you are. These problems will continually, organically present themselves to you. Don't ignore them. Start strategizing with how to solve problems, and do this when no one's paying you. For many, many years, I wasn't getting paid to be a problem solver. I was just going about solving problems. So if you practice becoming a problem solver, I guarantee you, you will develop yourself into a person and a position where people will start to hire you for your problem solving abilities. So one of the key elements to get you from rags to riches, from barrenness to abundance, is solve a problem.